Long time no see, Trent and Renee. Good to see you coming at last. I'd just like to thank everyone for coming along today, especially those ones that have travelled a long distance, and I know that there's people here that have, so it's really great to see you come for this great marriage. To my beautiful daughter, Renee, absolutely stunning, gorgeous, graceful. I think Celebrate took a lot away the words I was going to say about the outside beauty you also have. Your kindness, your motherhood, the way you conduct yourself in your business. There's lots and lots and lots of good, great stuff that you possess. And I can see why Trent married you. I didn't realise Trent was sneaking into my office and trying to get information years ago about it. I'll talk to him later about that. Anyway, with all this great stuff, Renee, that we've spoken about, Trent, I think you actually owe me a dowry. I don't know if you guys know what that is, but you know, I mean, you're a real treasure, and I think it would be fair, and I think, you know, I'm going to negotiate this a bit. And I'm quite happy to start off with, say, 50 chickens and a rooster. We can talk about it later, Trent, but, you know. Anyway, Trent, apart from that. It's great that you've married my daughter, because I have known you for quite a long time. And I've loved seeing you grow with my family in the way you treat my daughter, her children. So I'd just like to welcome you into the family officially today. You and Maddie and Lucy. I feel like you've been there for quite a long time already. So yeah, just officially today, welcome. Just with that, guys, I'd like you to fill your glasses, and we'll have a wee drink and a toast to the bride and groom, Renee and Trent. Renee and Trent. Thank you, guys.
I do get some notes. Can't quite do it off the cuff like my dad did. Thank you for the great speech, Dad. It was really sweet. I'll keep this one short as well, and I'll share a few stories about the happy couple before I hand you over to Trevor, who's Trent's dad. What an amazing day so far. This couple have such an amazing group of friends and family that love them and that are here for them. These two have not just married as a couple today, but have brought together two family units, which includes their four precious children, Madeline, Elliot, Ava and Lucy. Lucy was a cute little ring girl today. Elliot and Ava were actually sharing with me only yesterday how they are the middle children, and they've already embraced having Maddie and Lucy as their sisters. On behalf of Renee and the Richardson family, we welcome you, Maddie and Lucy, Trent's parents, Nikki and Trevor, and the sister Shawnee, and the wider Beeman family into our family. The thing I might love most about these two as a couple is how they share the same zest for life. Renee has definitely met her soulmate with Trent, and Trent with Renee. Now, with their shared zest for life, I have reflected on this and narrowed it down to their top three passions or characteristics that I love most about them and consider them a compatible couple. The first one, well, you can tell by the size of the wedding party today that Renee and Trent are both very social. They love getting together with friends, and they both have long-lasting friendships, which was also covered by the celebrant today. Every member of this lovely bridal party have been with them since high school, and a couple of them, Kate and DJ, since they were 5 years old. So it's quite a testament to them. We all know Renee and Trent love having people to their home, or to the Beeman family crib in Nokamai. Trent's also an amazing chef, so I do wonder sometimes if that keeps us all around, inviting him over. We have many great social occasions with Trent and Renee, and the most memorable for me is actually when Trent cooked for me, for everyone, at my recent 20th ×2 birthday party. And Renee kept the drinks flowing. I have never met a couple that can socialise as much as these two and be as driven to succeed, which leads me up to the next characteristic. Both Renee and Trent are very driven. Renee became the sole owner and director of the environmental consultancy business that she founded about 5 years ago, just in the last year. She's worked very hard to make this a success and has continued to grow her team and put some amazing goals in place. Trent is also doing amazing in his role at Matera Valley Milk, and apparently he's currently trying to take over Renee's consultancy role at Matera Valley Milk. Don't tell anyone that part. So I'm sure their motto is work hard, play hard. Lastly, this couple is very adventurous. They love getting out and doing things together, whether that be travelling or sports. It was during one of their adventures out that Trent came up with the perfect way to propose to Renee at a beach in Australia. Again, this is celebrant coming already. Thanks for sharing all your stories in advance. They often have travel plans for romantic time away together to unwind. They're happy to get away for quick breaks to places like Nokamai and Queenstown, and have been known to get up to Mount Maunganui. Strangely, the Mount Maunganui trip did not go ahead in 2024, after being on the hit list for a couple of years prior, and there was that wee incident in December 2023, which, again, the celebrant covered. I also have not been brave enough to ask if Renee would ever take Trent there again. If you don't know the story, feel free to ask them. I hope Renee and Trent are able to continue to spend romantic weekends away together, to keep their spark and connection alive and continue being inspiring for their children. Now, my top tips for keeping your marriage in tip-top shape. For you, Renee, and this goes for anyone that's close to Renee, no loud sneezing around Trent. I'm sure I came up with this one before the celebrant, or before the vows were even written, but here I am. Even I've learned this is one of his buttons. For you, Trent, make sure you know whose bum is behind the towel before you We would hate for you to mistake your mother-in-law's bum for your wife's bum ever again. That's all from me. Geez, so happy couple. And now over to you, Trevor.
The whole wedding party, you all look fantastic. So tonight I've been asked to speak, and Trent and Renee have requested that I don't share any embarrassing stories. Okay. So that's it for me. Thanks for listening. Just, I'd like to say what a wonderful day it was today. It's fantastic. Just going back in a little bit of history, Trent has, he's a couple of stories I'd like to share around his, his determination, his perseverance, his drive. For me, one that sticks in mind is that when, at a very young age, Nicky was away working and Trent and I were down the Apple River fishing. He was very young, and I managed to catch fish. And when I hit the fish on the head with a rock, Trent carried that rock for the next 3 hours whilst we tried to catch another fish, just in case we need that rock to kill another fish. we were walking over, you know, beaches laden with rocks. But I guess Trent's, you know, he was that was for him, that was the rock killing, you know, that's the rock to kill fish with. So, you know, I think that says a lot about his perseverance, his determination. Another time shortly after that, we were at my parents' farm, Granddad and Grandma, and Trent was very young, and we'd been down there numerous times, and Trent would sit on the front of me on the motorbike, and he'd hold the handlebars while we drove along. So when Nicky and I had to go away to a wedding or a function, Trent went down to stay with my mother and father. When he was there, it was the winter and they were fattening out hay, so my father took Trent down the motorbike with some hay bales on the back of the trailer, and he was feeding cattle between the ditch and the ditch bank cleanings, so there was hillocks. And he said to Trent, "Can you drive the motorbike?" Trent, "Yeah." So Trent used to sit in front of me and he used to hold the handlebars while I worked the throttle, but he could drive the motorbike. So Dad hopped on the back of the trailer and he says, "Righto." Well, Trent hit the throttle, the motorbike took off, threw Dad and half the hay bales off the back, and it was going along a very, very narrow strip between the bank cleanings and the ditch. So Dad was frantic, and he was luckily not quite so old then, and he jumped up and he raced along and he goes, "Oh, let the throttle go, take your hand off." So, you know, I guess you look back and you think, you know, that could have had really, really bad repercussions, but I think it again displays Trent's confidence that he could do something. Yeah, it was pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Just, I'd like to mention now, there's a few people that can't be here tonight. Trent was very, very close to his pop, Vicky's father, and he doted on Trent. He thought Trent was the best thing since sliced bread, and you know, he probably was. But I'd like to say too that also Nicky's mother, who Trent never met, Katerina, I'm sure if she's looking down from upstairs, she would be probably the proudest lady alive to see what Trent's achieved to date and to see him this today.
100%.
So thank you very much. Also, as I've just talked about, my grandfather, Trent's grandfather, my father, and my grandmother, who are both alive but are unfortunately unable to attend today. But I did call and see Granddad today, Trent, and he just wished you and Renee all the best. Unfortunately, he can't make it. He said he possibly, you know, it's impossible for him to make it, but he wishes you all the best. Also, my brother Bill, he thought the sun shone. He loved you to bits. He can't make it today, so yeah, just out of respect, all the people that can't be here today, I'd like to say, yeah, they're thinking of you, I'm sure of it. So, really,
Thank you, Trent.
Goes without saying that without Chris and Carol, Shirley, Renee wouldn't have been there to keep my boy happy, and so thank you very much to you guys. Really, it's a match made in heaven. Fantastic. Really, really good. So now I'm on to the second page. You know, look, today I'm welcoming Renee into our family with open arms. You know, absolutely fantastic. I'm really excited about what the future holds for you and Trent and Renee. I think there's a huge future out there for you guys. I've seen the way you guys are looking at each other at the ceremony today, and it makes me so proud. I'm so proud of my son. I'm so proud of what he's achieved. He didn't always at school. He attended school. But when he found something interesting, like boilers, then it went off the charts. He could study all night, and as an apprenticeship, took a long time to happen, but he persevered. Like carrying the fish around, carrying the rock around full of fish. Yeah, he persevered, and it's taken a long time to get married, but I'm not. I don't think that's a bad thing, because I think that sometimes, decisions that take a long time are good decisions. So I'm really, really excited. So to be fair, that's about me done. I know that you two will have a long and happy life, and I look forward to being a part of that somehow. So thank you very much, guys.
Renee, there are a million things I love about you that make me so proud of the world that you are, but the things that inspires me the most is your courage. The courage to take over your business, and rather than chasing all a company solo, you are a boss. And what an incredible role model to Elliot, Ava, Eddie, and Lucy. The courage to chase down a group of girls straight from Sydney and give them an absolute bollockam when they stole their goodie soda. But most of all, the courage to choose happiness in your life which wasn't necessarily the easiest. Trent, from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for making Renee so cute. Now this might be a curious controversial thing to say to you, but I do not believe in soulmate. I do not believe in having one true love. But what I do believe in wholeheartedly is great love. Life-changing, soul-inspiring love that leaves you changed forever. Now great love can come in any form. In the form of an old friend, although we don't speak every day, we aren't. I know that you are there through grief, through joy and love, and the form of a child growing inside you, blooming before your eyes, the children you gain through the joy of families and love, in the form of a lover who makes you weak at the knees, but also holds your hands and heart to love. How lucky are we as humans to have an unlimited capacity to know. So I would like to raise a glass to Renee and Trent in the beginning of their great love story.
Alright, this one is just short and sweet. Congratulations, Trent and Renee, on your very special day. Sorry we cannot be there to celebrate with you. Have a wonderful day and night. Wishing you a fantastic future together as husband and wife. Lots of love, Brenda, Mary, Lance, Lynn and Ray.
Righto. I want to ask the bride and groom to do a little something for me. Renee, can you please put your right hand flat on the table? Right hand flat on the table. Trent, can you please place your hand on top of Renee's? Enjoy this moment, mate, because it's the first and last time in your marriage that you ever have the upper hand. Right. Can we please raise a toast and make a bit of noise to how beautiful Renee looks tonight? going to say you've settled Trent down, but to be fair, you're both as crazy as each other. No, in all seriousness, Trent is a new man. With you by his side, he's becoming the best version of himself. For those of you who don't know, I'm DJ. I've known Trent for nearly 30 years. We've been through primary school, high school, flatted together, worked multiple jobs together. He was lucky enough to even do a stint as my boss. Poor cunt. Over this time, I was having to grow. Shut up, Todd. I was having to grow from the chubby boy from Waireo that at one point had hair to his shoulders to a loving father, stepfather, and partner to Renee, while still making time to have a sneaky pint with the lads. As you can imagine, over this time, we've got up to plenty of mischief. I'll go on for days telling stories. This is probably not the time and place for that. But thinking back, a lot of these memories have the same common theme. Trent's clothes seem to fall off. I'll share a couple of the more PG stories. So a couple of times a year we head to Knockmine. On one of our more recent trips, Trent, Renee, Helena and myself took the kids for the weekend. We indulged in a couple of stubbies as you do and decided we'll go for a wander down to the bridge to hunt possums. Renee had gone to bed, me and Trent thought we could sneak off. No, Helena was still up and asked to come along. We went on our way, cruising down the back roads of Knockmine, when all of a sudden Trent slams the brakes on. We come to a halt and he sees a possum sitting on a barbed wire fence. He runs down the road, topless of course, to go after the possum. As he got close, he went to give a possum a hurrah of a boot, slips, missed and lands on his back, straight on the barbed wire fence, gave an almighty ah! He walked back to the car, completely covered in scratches, looking like he'd gone a couple rounds with the tomcat. Safe to say the possum won that one. I turned around and looked at Helena. Her face was like, what the fuck? You guys aren't right. They actually reminded me of one of them memes, Facebook memes, when you're away with the boys and I think you're out with other girls. Nah, we're just out here topless roosting possums. One year duck shooting, we were out at Bee's farm for opening morning. Trent had borrowed Beef's dad's gun. A ranger turns up, Trent had borrowed Beef's dad's gun for the day, and mid-morning we were shooting away when a ranger turns up. Trent turns around, notices the ranger, and throws the gun in the pond and ran. Did I mention he was completely naked? That ended up being an expensive duck shooting with Trent, as I think someone forgot you can't use lead anymore. Trent has always had a way of making people laugh. On this particular time, he certainly did that. Many years ago, we lost a good friend. We were all out at the Nikes pub on a Sunday afternoon. I should say this. Reminiscing on the good times, and as you can imagine, everyone was pretty down. As Trent and myself were standing at the bar, waiting for a drink, someone mentioned they had a beer bomb. Trent grabs himself a raspberry cruiser and carries on. 5 minutes later, I was sitting there and I heard a crowd erupt into laughter. I walked outside, this is many years ago too guys, a long time ago. I walked outside to see what the commotion was about. What I walked out to was actually... Hello, that's better. Right, start back. What I walked out to was, I'm not actually going to go into too much detail. This is many years ago, so he's a new man. But in the Trent, sorry mate. On all four, a raspberry cruiser and a beer bomb. I'll let you piece together the rest. This just shows the person he is that he will do anything to cheer people up. Yeah, I'm getting there, look, so I better call it quits here. Could we please get everyone to raise their glass
To a boat shark.
and make a toast to the new really
Good evening, everyone.
Can't hear you. Talk.
Let's carry on.
On behalf of my beautiful wife, Renee, and myself, I want to start by thanking you all for being here today. Looking around the room, we feel incredibly lucky to be surrounded by our closest family and friends. People who have shaped our lives and supported us through every step of our journey together. Firstly, I need to take a moment to acknowledge just how breathtaking Renee looks tonight. Marriage is about partnership, and I couldn't ask for a better teammate in life. Renee, you are kind, strong, and most importantly, you put up with me, which is a challenge in itself. I promise to keep making you laugh, be your biggest supporter, and always make sure there's good food on the table. Supporting Renee, and I know she's very grateful to have such amazing friends by her side. A special thank you to Sophie and Kyla for making the trip all the way from Australia, and for Sarah coming down from Wellington. It meant the world to have and of course a big shout out to Miranda for hosting the last year's party. Sometimes resisting the urge to get a stripper.
She
For a
did.
very few
We just couldn't afford it. We just couldn't find one.
And then we have the groomsmen. What a bunch of absolute weapons, you guys. You guys have somehow managed to scrub up all right tonight, and it's not often we see this crew looking respectable. So let's all take a moment to appreciate it, because as soon as the last speech is done, it's out the door. These are the kind of guys who never say no to a tin, who somehow balance their questionable decision making with actually doing awesome things in life, and who have backed me from day one. I couldn't ask for a better bunch of mates to stand by me today. Cheers. To Renee's father Chris, for making sure our garden is looking absolutely stunning for the Saturday's barbecue. It's been an amazing effort and we truly appreciate it. To Joe, our MC, you've done an awesome job keeping things running smoothly and making sure everything stays on track. Being English, Joe has spent the whole day pretending he doesn't love the attention while secretly thriving on it. Mate, you've been a legend and we do truly appreciate it, so cheers.
Yeah, Joe.
To our families, thank you for your love, your guidance, and for helping shape us into the people we are today. And to our friends, thank you for the laughter, the memories, and for making sure our wedding day is one we will never forget. And finally, to my wife Renee, today has been an amazing day, and standing here as your husband is the greatest privilege of my life. From this day forward, we get to take on the world together through every adventure, every challenge, and every moment in between. I couldn't ask for a better partner to share it all with. So if everyone could please raise your glasses for Renee.
Renee.